Namaste. Do namaste. Hey, everybody. Look how cool. We went live. Yay. Namaste, everybody. That was my friend Hoku, who I am. Hi, yes, you are on YouTube. You're amazing. Yes. So I just well, I am dog sitting and I absolutely love dogs. Actually, I love all animals. I'm actually allergic to dogs and cats. But my friend Hoku here, who you guys just saw, is visiting me and he just brings an amazing amount of energy. She's a little slow. I'm going to bring her back up. See if you can say hi. Oh, there she is. There she is. Look at her sweet little face. Look at her. Beautiful little baby. Yeah, she is amazing. So my friend asked me to uh, watch Hoku for a week, and I feel like I'm the one that got the blessing here because she is just awesome and amazing, and she brings tremendous amount of positive energy into my life and the kids' life, and she's just been a joy for us to have, and has just and now the kids want a dog, so I'm gonna have to make that happen someday soon. So namaste, everybody. I'm Chi, and this is Divine Vibrations with Chi. Thank you so much, Divine Tribe, for joining me, and I hope you guys had an amazing week. I've had a wonderful week. It has been awesome, and I have really had. I want you. She got something to eat. Don't ask what it is. I have no idea. I didn't know that I had anything in here. Anyway, it's been a super fun week for me. One of my babies turns 10 this week, which is just like a milestone, right? Like those of you who are parents, it really is just blows you away when one of your children gets older. Sad, but happy too. So that's what life's all about, right? We are all navigating through life. And me as a parent, one of the things that I realized that as a parent is that, me learning about myself as well is that, I'm going through my own individual journey as a spiritual being in this body. And so are our children, they are not technically ours, are they? They are theirs, their own spirits. And they're navigating this life. I'm actually going to let the dog out because she wants to go visit the kids before bed. So give me 1 second. Here you go, baby. There you go, baby. All right. Sorry about that. Sometimes you got to pay attention to the other energies in the room. Anyway, so that's one of the things that I tend to realize as an individual. I'm an individual. So are my kids. And even though I use that possessive word, my kids, and although they came out of my body, they technically aren't my kids. I just happen to be a vehicle that they traveled, their spirit traveled in and nested in till it was ready, right, to be in this world. And my job is to help navigate and help them navigate themselves, come into a sense of awareness of who they are and help them realize that they're here on their own journey and they're not here for me. They're not here to please me. They're not here to do things for me. They're here for themselves. And my only job is to make sure that they don't kill themselves before they do that. And if you have kids, more than one, trust me, that's part of the scenario. They might end up killing each other. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I have to laugh, but that's my little rant about the realization of babies. So thank you so much for joining me. Those of you who have never joined me before and are joining me for the first time or seeing my videos for the first time, I feel like my channel is a positivity channel. We're here about learning about ourselves in this world and navigating the beings, the energy beings that we are, and finding our best selves. And as part of that journey, I have been doing the My Soul Challenge. It's a oracle card, kind of like you can call it a game, you can call it whatever you want, a program. It's the My Soul Challenge, and it was created by a naturopathic doctor by the name of Dr. Renee Purdy, and very insightful. And it's not hard. I mean, she calls it a challenge, but really, the challenge is whether you're going to do it or not. Honestly, I've been doing this. This is going to be week 16, and it's just been enlightening. It's a fun way to get in touch with self. Because let's be honest, and I prefer honesty above all things, and especially with myself. Because if you're lying to yourself, you got a problem there. and a lot of us go through life lying to ourselves about a lot of things, but I made a promise that I wouldn't lie to myself anymore. But it's about us. You can't change anybody else. You can't change your spouse. You can't change your parents. You can't change your siblings. You can't change your boss. You can't change your friend. You can't change your neighbor. You can't change your dog. That's the reality of life. And once you come to the realization that the only thing we have any control over is our own mind, body, and spirit, and that we are journeying through this experience called life in this, you want to call it a meat popsicle? Okay. You want to call it a suitcase? I call it a cell suitcase? Okay. But really what matters is what's inside. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard this, but I used to work in healthcare. And when people die, they say that they've done studies when people pass away that they've taken their weight. And now they have beds, that you can check the weight. And that literally people lose about an ounce about a half an hour after they pass away, between the moment they pass away and a half an hour. Now, a lot of things happen in the time that shortly after someone passes away. And when I worked in healthcare, I got to see a lot of that, whether it's, rigor mortis sets in or some not so pretty things happened with the body, releasing fluids, yada, yada. That there is a noticeable 1 ounce. And some theorize that it is the body's spirit. It is your spirit leaving your body and going to the next realm or dimension. And I'm inclined to believe that because we are all energetic beings. That's why when someone dies, a defibrillator is a shock of energy, and that's what starts the heart back up. And our subconscious is always running on what seems to be a battery that comes from nowhere or somewhere. So I think that there is more truth to that whole theory that, our soul does weigh, its energy, it has mass to some degree, and it probably does have a way of indicating that it has exited this suitcase and unpacked, I guess you could say. So, for those of you who, oops, there it goes. That's the one. That's the one we're going to take. Who have seen my channel before, please like, subscribe. If you like any of the content that you see here, it surely will help pass the message around about not only the positivity that I try to spread, but grow my channel, of course. And it says, are you ready for a new challenge? I sure am. I'm always up for a challenge. I love challenges. They grow you. So these cards are pretty awesome. They have these beautiful little mandalas on them, and then they have a quote from somewhere. And then on the bottom of them, there's like a little barcode, and you scan it into the app, and it gives you your challenge for the week. And they're not hard at all. But I also love the whole like quotes, and I love being better every day. I love growing myself and being the best version of myself. And today I don't feel like I look the best version of myself because I've got this like fall winter look. I've like decided I wasn't going to wear any makeup today. It's cold in Portland, Oregon. It's not raining, which adds to the cold, but I love it all. I actually don't, I know I probably sound like I'm complaining. I'm not, because I love where I live. It is awesome. You get to experience all of the four seasons, and fall is just so beautiful. The deciduous trees are falling, and leaves are falling, and they range anywhere from this like color scheme right here, and it's amazing when you walk out. And like I was taking Hoku for a walk to go potty today a few times, and I look out and you just see these like yellow and orange and red and bright colored trees. And I know that those leaves are going to fall real soon. And so it's just like a glimpse, this temporary, fleeting moment. And it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Nature is amazing. And we do not give it enough credit at how gorgeous. I know I don't think I could recreate, even if I was to color with watercolors, I was an awesome artist. There's no way that I could recreate what nature just does, you know? It's phenomenal. And I'm super grateful for it. So this quote is by Henry Adams, and it says, no one means all they say, yet very few say all they mean. For words are slippery and thoughts are vicious. Isn't that the truth? So many times people don't say what's true. They don't say what they mean. They don't mean what they say. And sometimes people say empty words, right? And express empty feelings, or say what they think someone else wants to hear because they don't want to be the bad guy. Or they say hurtful things to somebody. I know I'm human just like everybody else, and I know I'm probably guilty. I know I'm guilty of that. That I try now not to say things I don't mean, and I try to be mindful of what I say. And there are times when what you say might be harsh, and might be something harsh that somebody hears, but maybe they needed to hear that. Maybe you needed to say that. But I honestly believe that you're not vicious if you're truthful and honest and tactful. So there are mindful ways to say what you need to say and say what you want to say. And I love that song by Sarah Bareilles. And it goes, say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Um, let's see, say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. That's it. It's brave is the title, but that's the thing, right? Like a lot of us hold back. Um, and I truly believe, and I'm going to do another segment on this, but I truly am a firm believer. And I think I've said this before in my other videos that when you hold back what needs to be said, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself an injustice. And it's, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to scan another card. I goofed. Do over. I'm not paying attention to myself. So when you're not saying what you need to say and you're not being honest and you're doing a disservice to yourself, you're being disingenuous with somebody else. And that's not right either, right? And honestly, in our world today, there is a lot of disingenuous statements, feelings. People can hide behind social media. People can hide behind other things. And I think that's the problem with this world. It's really super hard to know whether somebody is being genuine or not. At least I thought so. Until I came to the actualization and the realization that it's not hard to know whether someone's being honest or truthful or genuine. Because if you're tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to the universe and the energy and your guides, and you're being a mindful human being, you absolutely know when someone is being genuine or disingenuous. You know when someone's lying to you, and you may not be able to pinpoint that lie or that act, but you know in your gut, your chakras are like totally signaling and blaring at you, right? For me, I get gut pain. So I feel like there is a way. It's just sometimes it's a little bit difficult to discern, especially when there's so much disinformation and people are, to some degree have a sleight of hand when it comes to being truthful about who they are. And so many people can hide behind different masks. It's like the wizard behind the curtain, right? There's so many different types of curtains these days. And it's difficult to discern whether you're seeing the real person or if you're seeing the person that's hiding behind the curtain and then you're seeing something else. So, speak your truth, it says. Share your true thoughts and opinions. So that's where it lies for me. Like, I could really care less. Like, if people don't like me for who I am, my thoughts, my opinions, my values, then those people aren't really meant to be in my circle. And they're not going to serve you well in your circle because I don't want people to be in my circle. They're going to just feed me a load of bullshit, right? I want somebody that's going to be honest and truthful and fair, but kind and show loving kindness and compassion and fairness. And I think that's a lot of part of why relationships fail. There is no fairness. There's a power struggle, right? And really, it's about equanimity. It's about being fair. It's about being equal. It's about keeping things in balance. But when one thing is out of balance, there is always going to be chaos. because it's out of balance. Even nature has to be in balance. And that's what we're seeing with global warming. And we see in different areas. And it doesn't just mean global warming, it could be go up to a mountain, and you watch glaciers. Those things have been around for thousands of years. Just a tenth of a degree changes the actual structure of that glacier because it matters on how much it melts in certain places. And so everything changes when there is something out of balance. It's just the way it is. It's the way our energies are too, and who we are as people. When we're out of balance, we're way out of whack. You can be having anxiety, depression, and that manifests in other different ways. There's anger. Let out your anger. I don't give a shit what people say. I've always been a vocal person. In fact, it's been the thing in my culture and in my family. Everybody wants to kibosh me saying anything, but I'm one of those people. I'm like, nah, no, that's not fair or whatever. And people don't like that person, but I think people should like that person because they're not holding it in. And I know that there's this PC way of being in our world. Nobody wants to talk to the person that's like, And I'm not saying you got to be angry and mean and vicious. And when we know some people that are like that, we got some people in public arenas that are very much divisive and cruel and discompassionate and wrong. And that's all over the world, not just in our little country. But I'm talking about people that in constructive ways fight for what's right and just and speak out for those fair and just things and for good values and the greater good of this world. So don't hold it back in. Don't hold it in. I truly believe that I think I was going to say this earlier, but my thyroid, I had surgically had half of my thyroid removed. I don't know if you can see that, but right here, a joke that I had a head change. But I truly believe that the reason my thyroid was infected and it manifested into a physical illness is because I was holding back. This is my throat chakra. I was holding back my voice. I don't know if you can see that. There it is up there. I was holding back all of the negative things that I was feeling and that I didn't feel like I could speak out and say. And it manifested into disease, as I truly believe that even cancers are, because we're holding it in. And our energy beings are, when energy can't be released, it has to go somewhere. So it says about this challenge, shall we? Do you speak to please others or speak to share your true thoughts? Impulsively blurting out things and staying quiet to avoid conflict are both forms of miscommunication. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say leads to clear communication, increased self-confidence, and stronger relationships. Although it's not easy to do, make every effort to speak your truth during this challenge, always respecting others when you do. So the challenge inspiration is share your true opinions, share your real thoughts, share your true feelings and emotions. And that's a problem with a lot of people because people feel like sharing your feelings or your emotions are a sign of weakness. And I truly believe that it is a sign of strength. And that people that can tap into their emotional side, their yin side, rather than their yang side all the time, uh, they're actually stronger beings because they have a balance between their yin and their yang, and that the yin actually conveys messages in a much more effective way than the yang. And our world is primarily yang energy, it's masculine energy, and it's been domineering masculine energy. And I'm not just talking about males, I'm just talking about energy. And it's that whole idea that when you go to be more real and honest and tap into those true feelings and emotions, uh, people think you're weak. And I think the opposite. I think that when someone can tap into their real emotions and feelings and convey that and communicate that, it actually leads to a stronger bond between individuals. And it is that energy being inside of one person that then connects with the energy being in another person. But when you're closed off, and I've been in relationships like this where people, and I'm not just talking about love relationships, I'm just talking about relationships, whether it's a coworker, friends, all people that we meet are relationships, right? But also, you know, intimate relationships where people are closed off. And it's like hard to build on a substantial, significant, constructive relationship with somebody that is a wall, you know? You just can't hug a wall. You can't be real with the wall, and you can't expect a wall to be real with you. You're just going to run into it. And it's hard, and it's emotionless, and it's cold. And after a while, it's just a wall and doesn't give back. So, suggested daily tasks: share your true thoughts when asked, share your true opinions when you have the opportunity, be sincere. That is a challenge for a lot of people. When you speak with others, be sincere. Avoid lying to please others. Yeah, that we do that as human beings. We don't want to not be liked, right? We want everybody to like us. Everybody wants to be popular. So we lie. We say we like something. We say we don't like something. We bandwagon, you know. Instead, deep down, we're lying to ourselves. Share what you really think. Say what you mean to say. I love it. I'm going to claim that. And here we are, level 4. I think there's 7 levels. I'm on level 4, so I'm at the halfway point. Woohoo! I'm super excited. So it's like 35 weeks, right? Because there's 5 times 7 is 35. Yep. So there's 5 challenges per level. So let's open my chakra basket, and let's take out a positive affirmation, because I thought that was positive to begin with. Oops, there's several here. Let's just take this one. Let's see what it says. It says, in stillness, I find my center and hear the messages meant for me. Ooh. And that kind of speaks to that whole tapping into that inner energy, you know, finding time to reflect on things before we either act or say whatever that we want to perform or do or speak. And I found that finding time to meditate on my own feelings like every day and connecting my energy with the universe's energy really helps me to discern um, what is meant for me to help me find my center. Because, like I've said this before, we're all on our own personal journeys. And if we're always living other people's journeys and other people's expectation and what other people want, you're going to find yourself very unsatisfied with your own personal life and your own personal being. And at the end of your life, whenever that might be, because we don't know our expiration date, and so it's important to live in the now, um, you're going to be unhappy. And I don't want that for anybody, you know? I don't want you to be unhappy. I don't want you to go through life going, I wish I had stood up for myself more. I wish I had done what I really wanted to do in life, but I was too scared to. I was worried what other people were going to think. And who the hell cares? They don't give a rat's ass about you and what you're doing and your opinion. You might think they do, but they really don't. People are doing their own thing. So get out there and do your thing. And if you don't know what your thing is, then it's time to, in stillness, find your center and hear the messages meant for you. It's super powerful. Super powerful. And I am going to end tonight with a power thought. Now, I love Louise Hay. She is such a positive mentor, and she makes these power thoughts by Louise Hay. I love oracle cards. I think they're so amazing and positive. But stay positive. If you don't know what it is you're meant to do in this life, trust me, if you ask the universe with a open heart, the universe is going to guide you to what you're meant to do. I'm going to grab these two because they fell out. It says, I express my creativity. Isn't that cute? And on the back, it has a saying, so I'm going to read that. And it says, my unique and creative talents and abilities flow through me and are expressed in deeply satisfying ways. My creativity is always in demand. Absolutely. We each are created uniquely. Not a single one of us is the same. So if you think about it, like if we all came here for a special reason and you don't know what that is, get on it. Get on it. Try to figure out what it is. Because Beyonce is Beyonce and Queen Bee, because she's doing her thing. She figured out her creativity. You know, Lizzo figured out hers. You can name any number of people out there, women or men. They're doing their thing because they're trying to figure out what they came here for. And the people we admire most are the people that found their niche, right? They found what they were supposed to do. And they're living their happy life. Doesn't mean that they don't have challenges. We all have challenges. You'll have a challenge up until the day you take your last breath. That's a challenge too. So it's not going to be a challengeless life. It's more like, how many challenges can I check off to raise myself to being a better version of myself? And it's kind of like Tetris and golf. You're building blocks the right way to clear a level, and you're trying to get the best score, man, from the last time you played. That's what I think. I am willing to forgive. Oh, that's a challenge. That one is a tough one for me. And I think it's a tough one for a lot of people because we're not just talking about other people, we're talking about forgiving oneself. That is the toughest thing that any energetic being is going to have as a challenge in this life. It, I truly believe, is one of those check mark boxes. So on the back, it says, forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. It sure does. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. So that's a really tough one. A lot of us carry a lot of excess baggage and hurt feelings and pain in our minds and in our bodies, not only from past lives but also the hurts in this life. And it's super important to forgive yourself. One of the things that I found super challenging for myself was that, I had a hard time forgiving myself for failed relationships. And when I saw the collateral damage that those failed relationships created for my own children, I felt super guilty about allowing so many things to go on in those relationships and for so long. And I had a hard time really forgiving myself for not kiboshing those, or maybe even making a different choice or a better choice, or being upset with myself that I even made those choices, to be with those people. And I realized that every person is here in your life to teach you something. And not everybody is meant to be in your life forever. And it's super important to be able to forgive yourself, your mistakes or perceived mistakes, but rather they're not mistakes, that they are stepping stones to a better you, a higher self. And that's what this life is about. And when I started to forgive myself for the choices that I had made, that maybe the outcomes weren't so desirable, I started to actually feel better. And it was a gift to myself because, let's be honest, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm pretty damn cute and I'm pretty awesome. I am. But I'm not perfect. And I'm never going to be perfect. That's the beauty of life. The beauty of life and what's perfect about life is that we are not perfect, but we are all beautiful. We are all amazing. We are all transcendent beings. So I hope that these messages help you guys, somebody out there today, and maybe helps you to realize that, life is not all that bad. Be honest with yourself, be honest with other people. Live a fair and honest life. Forgive yourself when you haven't been honest. Make a concerted effort to change. And in stillness, find your center. And hear the messages that were meant for you. Because the universe is always speaking. It's just sometimes we're not listening. Most times. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get alerts for my next videos. Tonight's a little bit late because I'll be honest with you, I was celebrating with the kids a little pre-funk for the 10-year-old's birthday tomorrow. And I want to thank you all for joining me on my channel whoever sees this video, when you are seeing it, you are meant to hear some message in here. And I hope that it helps you. And I hope that you have an amazing, blessed day. And namaste.